Upbeat, engaging music starts and then fades to a background hum. You ever start a road trip that was supposed to take a few days but ended up taking 40 years? Yeah, me neither. But that's pretty much the story of the book of Numbers in the Bible. Now I know what you're thinking. Numbers? Isn't that the book with all the boring census data and long lists of names? And yeah, you're not wrong. The book literally starts with a census, counting all the men eligible for military service. That's actually where it gets its name. But trust me, once you get past the spreadsheets, this book is an epic, dramatic, and incredibly human story. So picture this. The Israelites have just escaped slavery in Egypt. They've received the 10 Commandments from God at Mount Sinai. They're pumped. They're on their way to the Promised Land, a land flowing with milk and honey. It's supposed to be a short trip, maybe a couple of weeks, but things go off the rails. This is where Numbers gets really important. It's the ultimate story of a journey gone wrong. It's a gritty, realistic look at what happens when faith gets tested in the wilderness of life. The people start complaining. They complain about the food. They're tired of the manna God provides, and they miss the food from Egypt. Can you believe it? They miss the food from the place where they were slaves. Then comes the big turning point. They send 12 spies into the Promised Land. 10 of them come back terrified. They say there are giants in the land. We look like grasshoppers next to them. Only 2 spies, Joshua and Caleb, have faith. They say, "We can do this, God is with us." But the people listen to the 10 faithless spies. They rebel. They refuse to enter the land God promised them. And this is the gut punch. Because of their lack of faith and their disobedience, God declares that this entire generation will not enter the Promised Land. They are sentenced to wander in the wilderness for 40 years, until every single person from that generation, except for Joshua and Caleb, has passed away. 1 year for each of the 40 days the spies were in the land. So what's the lesson here for us thousands of years later? It's huge. The book of Numbers teaches us that our choices have real consequences. It shows us that a journey with God isn't always easy or straightforward. There will be deserts. There will be moments of doubt and complaining. But more importantly, it shows that God is faithful even when we are not. Throughout those 40 years of wandering, God never abandoned them. He still provided food, water, and guidance. He was teaching them, shaping them, preparing a new generation to finally enter the land. The story of Numbers is a powerful reminder to trust God, especially when we can't see the way forward. It challenges us to choose faith over fear, to not let the giants in our lives stop us from claiming the promises God has for us. It's a messy, complicated, but ultimately hopeful story about God's persistent grace and the long, winding road of faith. And that's a story worth more than just numbers. Music swells and fades out.